So now we're up to the part where we talk about nutritional fundamentals, and we are going to start with optimizing your metabolism. So without a healthy metabolism, a healthy body can't exist, because the metabolism is essentially the fire that keeps it going. So most of us women, we've spent our entire adult lives on diets. Most likely you have, otherwise you wouldn't be here watching these videos. We're always trying to mold our body into what we believe to be socially acceptable. You know, this comes from the media, it comes from diet culture, friends, family, magazines, all this kind of thing. There's not much we can do about it, it's out there, but what we need to do is really remember that a fundamental principle of health, happiness, and a healthy body composition is to nurture your metabolism. Okay, so you're already perfect, it is your job to believe it. So stop dieting and start trying to eat in a way that fuels your body from the inside out. Now, if you're somebody who never diets, but you have a diet that is high in junk food, or what we would call processed food, and this can include refined sugars and vegetable oils. These things are really bad for you, but when you eat an excessive amount, this also will have a negative impact on your metabolism. So if you're over the body fat range of say 18 to 30% for a woman, then high chance your metabolism has been impacted because you now have excess body fat. And when you have that, it almost kind of takes on a life of its own because it's quite inflammatory. And then those foods actually communicate with your body and they actually mess up your metabolic responses. So it becomes very hard to have a healthy metabolism unless most of your diet is healthy, but more on that one in the next video. Let's stick to metabolism for now. So whether or not you're somebody who's always on a diet, or if you're somebody who's completely thrown the healthy diet concept out of the window, this point is for you. So just understand that we all have a mechanism within our bodies that keeps our body weight healthy. If we starve for too long, we can lose body fat, but then if it's too stressful or too prolonged, or the metabolism dips below what the body would determine to be healthy, this can then have a reverse effect where your body actually tries to acquire more fat cells in order for you to put on more fat when the famine or perceived famine is over. And then if you're someone who eats excessively, so if you're constantly eating more than what your body can burn off, then you're going to start putting on weight, and that will also be detrimental to your metabolism. Underconsumption of calories is not good, and an overconsumption of calories is not good either. So the whole thing with metabolism, it really comes down to this energy equation, which is basically energy in versus energy out. So what we want to do on a daily basis is consume the right amount of energy to fuel our daily function. And if you don't do this, you either lose weight or gain weight, with chronically doing one or the other, causing metabolic adaptations that are unhealthy. So if you're a chronic dieter, understand that your body probably doesn't actually have enough energy to carry out daily functions. You're probably not living to your fullest potential. It's highly likely that your body is right now, as we speak, as you keep trying to restrict your calories, preparing itself for fat gain, and you're probably lacking vital energy. You might also have issues with your sleep, your mood, your menstrual cycle, and your general productivity. And it can also impact your ability to conceive a baby if this is something that you're looking to do. And then on top of that, if I haven't said enough already about this, your excessive dieting is actually hindering your ability to maintain a healthy body composition, because as much as you think eating less and moving more is the answer, you have to understand that if you do this for too long, then those adaptations occur, your metabolism tanks, and your body starts to conserve energy. So you won't burn fat even if you're in a perceived deficit, because your body won't allow it. It wants to be safe, it wants to be healthy, it needs your body fat for reproduction. So your body does not care how lean you are. It wants you to be, like, remember that is a social construct. So what you're trying to create in your body is something that's actually counterproductive to your survival. So it's going to decide based on your behavior, your lifestyle, your genetics, and the way you eat, it's going to decide what you should look like. Yes, you can change it, but you have to be very intelligent and measured in your approach. And this is why I never recommend someone going on a diet without actual supervision. Okay, and then the same goes for those of you who eat too much naughty food. We don't want to have judgment around that food because it's not about that. It's just understanding that when your body doesn't get essential nutrients, its metabolism is not fueled properly. It'll probably tell you you're hungry when you're actually not, and it's just because you're too inflamed and the gut isn't able to absorb all of the nutrients that you need. So if you identify this as being you, then this is what you need to do. You want to track your food for a week. Use any app that you choose. You want to establish what your lowest weight as an adult was, and you want to multiply that by 2.2 to get your weight in pounds. Then you want to multiply your weight in pounds by 14. This is the lowest amount of food you should be consuming on a daily basis if you're not active that day. And then you want to grab that number, your weight in pounds, and multiply that by 16. This is the minimum amount of food you should be eating on an active day. Now, if you can multiply your weight in pounds by 18, this is the ideal amount of food you should probably be eating on an active day. So if you can compare those numbers to what you're eating now, let's just say you're far over those numbers and you're actually really uncomfortable in your body, you can reduce that down to the number I just suggested. And if you're way underneath that, then you want to start bumping it up towards the number I suggested. So just remember as well though, everybody's different. So we've all got different metabolisms, even genetically. Stress levels can impact that, lack of sleep, hormonal structure, diet composition. So there's a lot of other factors. I'm just giving you a general number here because it generally helps people to understand, oh shit, I'm 600 calories a day on purpose under what I should be eating just to be healthy. And you do this process by just adding 100 or 200 calories a day more. Do that for a couple of weeks, repeat, and just keep laddering it up until you get up near that number. And essentially, you're actually going to push that number as high as you can. So you don't want to be eating 2,000 calories a day if your actual genetic potential is to eat 2,700 calories per day without putting on weight. Because that means for you personally, you're actually still in a deficit. So we're always trying to work out what that ceiling is. For me, it's only 2,200 calories a day. I've trained for 25 years. I just can't get above that number without putting on fat. But that's me personally. I've got clients who just can't get over 1,800 after a lifetime of perpetual dieting. And I've got clients that are up around the 3,000 mark. So, the less dieting you've done in your life, the higher capacity you're probably going to have to eat before you can put on fat. But just understand this can be corrected over time by undertaking this process. And then once you've done this, you should have a really good idea actually of how much food your body needs. So you shouldn't always be craving crap food if your metabolism is right and you're nourishing yourself. So then from here, you can do what we call intuitive eating, which is where you basically just eat what you want, however you want, because now that your hormones and your metabolism is restored, your body's actually going to protect your current body weight and your current composition and your current state of health all by itself, because it is designed to do that. It's our perpetual dieting and overeating on junk food that actually messes this up. So if you have a healthy metabolism, just so that you know what to look forward to by doing this process, you'll have more abundant energy most of the time. You won't have to rely on caffeine and sugar to get throughout the day. You're not going to have that 3 p.m. slump. You won't have the urge to binge eat all the time. The sugar cravings will be gone. You'll be able to lose weight more easily if you choose this path later on. You'll feel strong in the gym or whatever your chosen activity. You'll feel healthier, less anxious, you'll sleep better, and you'll have way better gut health and digestion. And also, you'll be able to conceive a baby if that's what you want to do. I should throw in there too that you have less susceptibility to virus attacks in that sense as well, because a healthy metabolic capacity equals a healthy immune system. So primarily, you should feel less obsessed with food. You don't want food to be that thing that you have to always control or purge out of your system. So that is optimizing your metabolism. I hope you found that helpful, and I'll see you in the next video.